Hi guys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Kook Shed, my own little YouTube channel where I share ideas and tips and even some reviews relating to surfing and bodyboarding. So today I've got a little tip I want to share to do with board bags. Now, as you know or may know, board bags can get pretty pricey. If you have a lot of boards of a lot of different sizes, getting a board bag for each one can add up. So this little tip might come in handy for you. So where I live, they have a thing, it's like a pickup service, garbage pickup service once a year where people can put out all their things that don't fit in the normal garbage. Like they might throw out, you know, a barbecue or a coffee table or a pram or something like that, and they put it out on the curb and then it gets picked up and taken away. So a lot of people, especially in coastal areas where there's surfboards, surfing and holiday houses, they will throw out board bags. I've seen a lot of board bags thrown out in these piles on the side of the road simply because their zipper's not working, or you know, they might have a little rip in it or something. So you'll get a lot of holiday houses that, because they only come down maybe once or twice a year, they'll have a longboard in the garage or under the house, and it's in a board bag, and the board bag, because it's, you know, not kept, not looked after, the zippers might get all rusty and stop working or something like that, and they just throw the almost new board bag out with the rubbish. So this is where you come in and you rescue these bags. I've rescued a few of them, and it keeps them out of landfill too, which is great because they are mostly plastics and nylons and things like that, and they can be quite large, especially the Malibu ones. So you rescue these bags, and if the zipper might work, if the zippers looks like it can be rescued, well, check out one of my other videos on how to get a stuck or salt water clogged zip working again. That might work. If it does not work, or if the zipper is totally broken or whatever, well, this is where my next tip comes in. So if I've got a board that I don't have a bag for, I will just get one of these Malibu board bags that people throw out, or you might find you might get lucky and find a normal size board bag that fits your board. That's great too, but I've found generally if you get a Malibu size one, it's quite, you can do a lot with it. Okay, so I've got a Malibu one. I lay the board I want to put in it generally, or you might want to put lots of different boards in it, but so cut it to a length that's going to fit the board or boards that you want in it. So I just get something sharp, some shears or some sharp scissors, and I just cut through the material. One thing I do is I leave sort of like a curve on there. It's not a straight cut. That seems to help with protecting the tail, because it's not going to close like a normal board bag. It's going to, that flap is going to like hang down over the tail of the board. I've just found that cutting at that angle with a curve helps protect your board against the tailgate of the car, or things that might bump into the back of it, things like that. So definitely try that. Okay, so this will work for bodyboards as well. If you get, that's why Malibu or longboard bags are good, because they're so versatile. They're quite wide, and they have got quite a wide nose. So if you get one made for a big enough mal, you can cut it down and fit bodyboards in there. Just slip bodyboards in. Now obviously these bags aren't going to be good for travel, like long distance travel, as in putting on a plane or a boat or things like that where you need to actually seal up the bag. This is more just for storing the board at home when you're finished with from the surf, or storing the board in the car. So I've had 2 or 3 of these cut down bags in the car, and it's quite good because I'll check the surf from the car park, and then I can decide. I can see what boards are in the in each bag based on, like, I can see, because this is open, I can see, alright, that's the board I want for these conditions, and I just slip it out and away you go. It's just like basically a sort of a more heat proof and padded cover for your board, so that it doesn't get wax on things in the car. The wax doesn't melt as easily, it doesn't get dings from things in the back of the car, toolboxes, or yeah, so still very handy even though it doesn't zip up at the end. So, and like I said, it keeps them out of landfill. Now, I've cut through the zip on this one, so the zip, the chunky part of the zip was up here somewhere, and it had locked solid and was broken, and it didn't work anymore. So I just cut through the zip, and as you can see, I've just put a couple of safety pins in. You can use whatever you like. You might even want to sew through there with a bit of thick material or something just to keep it closed. But I've found, look, you don't even need to do that, but I've just found that having a couple of safety pins keeps it closed, keeps it like as a nice, you know, little closed, enclosed case. But you don't need to. You could just have the flap open and just put it down, like on top of the board or whatever. Like as long as it's keeping the sun off the board and it's got a layer of padding between it and anything else in the car, well, it's going to do the job. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, so, and you might find these at garage sales as well. People sell old sort of board bags and things that are on their way out at a garage sale. Or you might even find a really crappy cheap board that's or a wave ski or something like that has a padded bag. So I've even seen those and used those. I was like a wave ski or goat boat, we call them, the ones that you sit on and paddle with an oar out in the surf. They come with padded bags sometimes, some of the really old ones. And yeah, it's as long as it's a padded, heat protective bag that'll fit a board, you're golden. So yeah, look for them at like charity shops, things like that. At the Tip Buyback Centre, so we've got them here in Australia, in some states. I'd like to see them all over, but yeah, Tip Buyback Centres are basically at the tip. They salvage things that people might want to buy, and so that there's another step in there before they go into landfill, which I think is a really, really good idea, because yeah, you can help keep things out of the ground and give them another lease on life and use them for many years. So that's my tip for today. Keep an eye out for old board bags. If you want to try and fix the zip, look at my other YouTube video on that. If that doesn't work, just cut the end off and find a board that fits in it, and yeah, give it another lease on life. Okay, so if you've got any other ideas like this one, or if you found this idea helpful, yeah, let me know. You can hit like or leave a comment, and if you want to see any more of these sort of surfing related tips, ideas, and even some reviews that I do every now and then, just yeah, hit subscribe, and I'll see you here next time on Cookshed. Thanks for dropping in. Catch ya.